Welcome to the little Q&A part of this video, because I figured that some people might have some general questions about this program that I did, ATA's Trucking You. I was part of the class of 2022 this year, and it's been about almost 2 weeks now since then. And I tried to vlog as much as I can, but I don't really have that much footage, so I'm doing this Q&A also just to also add more time to said video and to just answer any general questions that people may have. I have a note card. I'm also thinking of some more questions off the top of my head as I am going along. And just give me a second while I get these written down, because if I don't write them down, I will forget. Okay, now I think I am ready. This is literally the coolest cup ever. I got this while I was in San Diego, and it's from Big M Transportation Company. It's still so very hot. I'm going to take this photo. Oh, that burns. Let me also grab my iPad really quick. I know I started out this channel as a more K-pop central focus thing, but I also think that it's good to, like, you know, show all the other different parts and sides of you besides K-pop. So that's why, like, that week in my life and now this San Diego vlog is also up, because it like shows that like I do more than just sit and just talk about K-pop and fangirl over, you know, grown men who don't know of my existence. Speaking of grown men who don't know my existence, they're 17. Okay, so first question, I guess this is like two questions in one, but they go hand in hand. What is ATA? What is Trucking You? So ATA is the American Trucking Association, and is the largest and most comprehensive national trade association in the trucking industry. This is read right off of the website. And they do a lot of stuff. Like, we got to sit in on some of the things that they like got to do. And I think the coolest thing that I saw that we got to sit in on was them talking about like the policies and stuff that they were able to pass to help others in this industry. And you know, I'm a business admin major, and one of my focuses is business law. So so seeing all the policy stuff like in person and seeing like what they went from up to now was like super cool to me. And like I think honestly, any job that I get into, whether it's like in the trucking industry or this kind of industry or any others, I would want to do something along with policy, just because that's just something that I know that I'm good at and something that I am interested in. So most of the things that we saw that they did was just like policy issues, and then like law and litigation. And so, dang, I forgot what they have talked about. It was something like when COVID had like first started, they got something done with like in the House or like with Congress or something. I don't remember. I don't want to butcher this because it was super cool, but I just don't remember exactly what they were talking about. But it was some, because you know how they tried to do like the mandatory vaccine. So they got something done to where they didn't have to do it, because, you know, why would you force somebody to get the vaccine in the first place? Please don't take down this video because I'm saying that, because, like, you know, y'all wanted we needed people to, they wanted to work and people needed to work, but like basically forcing them to get the vaccine when they didn't want it done. A lot of them was just like, nah, we're not gonna side with that, so we need to get something done about that. And they were able to, like, you know, do something to be like, okay, like the truck drivers don't have to like get vaccines in order to like do their jobs, and they worked their butts off for that. and that was just like really cool. So that's ATA. They do a lot of like other stuff, but the main stuff that we got to see was just the was them talking about the policies and stuff that they were able to instill to like help the drivers themselves. So now I'm gonna go into what I just did, and that was Trucking U. So Trucking U, Trucking University, is basically where it's basically like an educational program. And it's on the website it says ATH Trucking U is a dynamic educational program for students at the top business schools and universities around the country. It exposes students to careers in trucking through networking opportunities at American Trucking Association's events and mentorship by future leaders in the industry. So it was like me and a few other people from different colleges in the United States, and we were there for like, I don't know how long everybody else was there, but basically my group, Mississippi State University, me and the rest of my peers, we were there for about like 2 days, because we flew in the first day that we flew in the first day that the program started, and then we had left like after all the main stuff had happened, just because like I guess they didn't want us to miss like that many classes, so we were just there for 2 days and then we had left. But we ended up like learning a lot, and it was like each person had like their own mentor, not like an individual mentor, but maybe like two. I think it was like 2 people shared the same mentor, and I will get to my mentor in a little bit because he was super cool and it was really nice meeting him, and I honestly miss him. He was honestly so fun. Also on the website, it says that the program is focused on building connections that will help address the key industry concerns like supply chain issues and workforce shortages, and how to solve those problems for the future. So we really got to like see everything, and we got to talk to all of these leaders in this industry about like, you know, oh, what do we need to do to like get people into this industry? How do we need to retain like workers and stuff like that? They were just asking us like random questions and things like that. And so, and alongside with like asking questions, we were also like promoting ourselves and putting ourselves out there. Like me and one of my friends who's also a part of the group from Mississippi State that had went, we were just like, oh, you know, we're about to graduate in December. If you have any openings or might have a spot that I might, you know, fit into, like here is my contact information. So we just exchanged contacts with people, and I've actually been in contact with like half of like the people that I connected with like face to face. I got into contact with them, but I still have to get into contact with the others. But like since I got back, I've been super tired and super busy. So yeah. And so we attended a part of our program, we attended the ATA's management conference and exhibition, and that was super cool. We got to meet so many people from different companies. We got to see all of these different trucks and stuff, and actually got to go inside and see them. But also that will wait further on down the line. Like I will show y'all what we did, but I also want to go like in depth of like what we did also, so that way y'all can kind of understand like the timeline of events that we had, because I'm pretty sure that we left like the last day. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we left the last day, and there was just a lot just going on all at once. And so let me pull up what our schedule was, because it was basically, we were doing this from like early in the morning until like late in the evening. And let me see. Okay, I don't need that. No, I was not trying to close that. Technical difficulties, give me a second. Okay, now we're back on track. Okay, so the day that we got there, it was the first day. The program started at 2, but we didn't get to our hotel till about like 1 30 something, and we already had spent like that whole morning before just traveling. Like, we flew basically, yeah, Friday, October 21st, we left from Mississippi State University and we went to our hotel in Birmingham. And we stayed the night there. And then Saturday the 22nd, which is the day that the conference has started, we left at oh dang, when did we depart? I don't remember when we departed, but I remember it was like early in the morning, but we were supposed to like quote unquote arrive at like 12:41. Like at 12:41, that was our estimated arrival time, but we didn't get there until like kind of like almost time to where the conference had started. And so we got there, we only had time to like check in and put our stuff down. We didn't even get to have a break, we just went straight into the conference. And the first thing that we did was our it was like the ATA's Trucking 101 session. It was broken down into 2 parts. And the first part was just us going over like what the trucking industry is, keywords in the trucking industry. Some of the stuff I already knew it, and some of the stuff I like just learned because I only taken one, because I've taken like an international transportation class with my advisor who was with us the whole entire time. So it's kind of like I knew some stuff, but also at the same time I was also learning. And then we had a little bit of a break. Like they gave us breaks to like use the bathroom and like get snacks and stuff like that. And then also on that first day we met the president of ATA. And then we did like a little cute little group photo moment. If I find a picture, I will put it like up here somewhere. And yeah, that was fun. We got to meet all the other people who were chosen to be a part of this. And then after that we had like a break, and it was like the ATA chairman's membership meeting and awards, and we got to meet so many other people in this industry. Like it was literally insane. Like I thought there were going to be like a lot of us like in the Trucking U program there. I was completely wrong. Because honestly, I don't know what I was expecting. I thought it was gonna be more than like 20 people, but honestly it was like less than 20. I think there was about a good like maybe 17, 18 of us overall, and half of us were like from Mississippi State. But there were a lot of business professionals there. Like I met so many people. It's crazy. And then at the membership and meeting awards, they had somebody who was working for ATA. The man was like retiring or something, and it got like super emotional. Like all the business people were like super emotional over this man retiring, and I was like, I don't even know this man, but I'm getting emotional over him retiring too. Like I had tears welling up in my eyes and everything. So that was just a really sweet moment that I got to witness. And then after that we did part 2 of our one-on-one session, and that was just us going over like issues in this industry and things like that. And then we had and then after that I think we had a little bit of a break. I don't know, I honestly don't remember. I think we went back to the hotel and did something, which our hotel was so freaking pretty and the view was absolutely crazy. And so we went to the hotel for a little bit, and then we went to the welcome reception, which was at the Marriott Marquis, and it was supposed to be on the terrace, but then they changed it, and then it was like inside, and that was super cool. I don't think I got any pictures or videos of that, but they did have a taco bar, and I love me a good taco. It was so freaking good. They had tacos and they had quesadillas, and it was just kids. And then all the people that were legal, so including myself, there was also like free drinks for us to get, and the people who were like minors that had like these red like wristbands, so that way people would know, oh, like they're not supposed to be drinking. And I had got a drink, and it was like really good. I don't remember what it was. I really don't remember what it was. But it was so good. I probably should not be talking about this as I'm like, you know, a student here, but also I'm legal, so that really shouldn't. So there should really be a problem. Okay, so that was Saturday, October 22nd. And so now is Sunday, October 23rd. There was some sessions that morning, but me and my roommate, we did not go to none of them. We just like slept in because I was exhausted, and I'm pretty sure that she was even more exhausted than me because she had already been traveling like prior to this event anyway. But we did have one person in our group go, and that was like my only fear because I was just like, we need somebody in our group to go, and I don't know if anybody is going, because I did want to go to one, but also at the same time my body was just so tired from all the travel the day prior. And so we found out that one person in our group did end up going to a session, and that was cool, and that made me feel somewhat better. And then this is what I was talking about at the beginning. This is at 9:45 in the morning, and the first thing that they did was the communications and image policy committee meeting. We got to sit in on that, and basically, like I said, they were just talking about, like, you know, the issues and the policies that they had made, like the issues that they had going on, and how they took it to, like, you know, Congress and stuff like that, and had to have stuff passed. I don't want to say Congress. I feel like that's wrong. I really don't. They had it taken to court. I'll say that. They had it taken to court, and they had all of these like policies and stuff instilled and passed, and so that was really cool to like see. And then we also met somebody. I will put, and we took a picture with them. I put the picture and their name and stuff up here in like this same little area. And so that was really cool. And then after that, we had a lunch session, and we got to meet the ATA leads. We got to see all of these little like sessions and stuff that happened throughout the thing. And then there was like a women's panel. That women's panel was really freaking cool, and it like really opened my eyes because I was already paranoid about going to this before it even started. And like my main concern was just like, because like with everything that I go to, almost always I'm probably like the only black person in like a group of other people. I really don't know how to put that. That sounds so bad. But luckily I wasn't. There was another black girl that was in our group, and there was other black people a part of it. My ATA lead was black, and that just made me feel like so good, because usually when I thought of this industry, I was just like, this is like a white male dominated industry, and I was wrong. Literally from the first day, I saw so many women up in there, and then like at this luncheon, I saw so many women of color, and I was just like, oh my god. Like that just made my heart so happy, because I'm usually like the oddball out, and so seeing other black women in this industry like me, it just made me feel super good. And then after that, we had the it was the exhibition hall grand opening, and this was where all the like fun stuff came in, because we got to see all of these companies and all of these stripping trucks and stuff like that. Oh dang, what's the name of that one company? I cannot think of the name, but it was so freaking cool. But they started, I cannot speak. I'm like so overwhelmed trying to remember all of this stuff. I really should have recorded this while I was in San Diego, because it would have been so much cooler, but also at the same time I was so exhausted. I forgot the name of the company, but they had like an autonomous truck. In case you don't know what autonomous means, it drives itself, literally. But like, I have a video, I'll like stick it like in this section over here, so that way y'all can see what I'm talking about. There's like 2 buttons, and one was like a on and off switch, and like the on switch is like basically where the truck drives itself, and the other one is like if the truck, like I'm pretty sure they said they have like drivers in the truck just in case like something was to go wrong with like the autonomous setting, but they had like that on and off switch, so that way like the truck can drive itself, and then if the truck can't like do what it's supposed to do, then they turn it off, and then the driver gets in and just does what it has to do. And I guess they can kind of just like go back and forth, but usually there's like a driver in the truck with it just in case something was to go wrong. But then also in like in the back of it, it has its own little like computer system like built in on the inside, and it had like these monitors, and like the front of it has cameras all around it, so it can see in every direction, and it knows how fast to go, where to go, when to turn. You know, if there's traffic or if somebody's trying to like pass in front of them, it'll slow down and it will like move into the other lane and stuff like that. And it was just like, the computer nerd inside of me was literally like shook, because like I love technology. I grew up trying to learn as much technology as I can, and like I'm literally deemed a technology nerd in the household, in my house. So seeing that was just like super cool, and I was just like, if I ever get the chance to like be able to like sit inside the truck while it's actually driving, that would be like super cool. And then, you know, and then like me and like some other people that had went with us to go see it, we were just like, oh, like when is this truck gonna be out on the road? Have y'all been doing like road tests with it or whatever? And I think they said they were going to try to have more of them. Like they have a few since like 2016, I want to say. I don't remember if it was 2016. It was 2000 or something. But like a few of these shows that they already had out on the road since then had already generated like 6 million miles, I believe. And they had expected to have more out by like 2025, 2026. And I was just like that's crazy. Like that made like my heart giddy. Yeah, just like if I see one of these out on the road, that's just gonna make me so happy, because first of all, that's so cool that a truck is driving itself, and it just really shows how much like technology is like advancing, and that's just like super cool to me. And so after that, there was like a general session after the exhibit hall grand opening. Also during the exhibit hall, we were also with our mentors, and my mentor was Robert Lester from Truck USA. And like I had already met him, like we had a video call like 2 weeks prior before, and we got along then. And then like being in person, I like really felt that his energy was like so contagious. Like honestly, he's probably the reason why I connected with so many people like I did, because he was just like, oh, go give him your business card before it's too late, like go. And I was just like, okay. And literally, that's crazy. As I'm looking at this cup, the first person who I made a connection with, I think, is the president of Big M. Yeah, the president of Big M here in Mississippi. So I met him and I gave him a business card. I was just like, you know, I'm graduating in December. If you have any openings, just let me know, yada yada. And then he was like, okay, we'll make sure to get in touch, da 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 da. And I was just like, okay. And I was just like, my first connection done. My goal was to get at least one connection, and I got 5. So I'm proud of myself. The only thing that I hate that I didn't get to do was get my resume out. And that's because nobody else did not bring theirs, so I did not think to bring mine. I really should have. But I had my business card, so it was all straight. We was all Gucci. And what else happened? After the exhibit hall grand opening, there was a general session, and it was called Casting a Wide Net to Prepare for Trucking Decarbonization, Emission Reductions, and Sustainability Planning. I'm not gonna front, I kind of spaced out because I was just like so tired, and all of my excitement was gone. Speaking of excitement, I just remembered something else that happened way before this. We met with this guy who works on like the federal level with like the trucking industry. I'm so bad at remembering names. So here's another picture here's another picture and their name and what they do and stuff like that. But he was super cool and he seemed super excited to meet us too. And that was like early in the morning, way before the communications and image policy committee meeting. And yeah, that was just super cool. Okay, so back to the general session after the exhibit hall grand opening. I kind of spaced out. Me and my friends were just like tired, and like we were just sitting and we were talking, and then our advisor here was just like, hey, we're about to get ready to go to the hotel. We need to go to the hotel to get some stuff because we're about to go somewhere. I'm not really sure if I can talk about this, but I'm not going to. So moving forward, so now this is the Trucking You sponsor dinner. I'm not confront. I was kind of paranoid at this dinner because we went to a place called Cafe Sevilla in San Diego on like 5th Avenue, I believe. And the dinner was seafood, and my roommate is like deathly allergic to seafood. Y'all see where my paranoia comes in, right? So we were sitting there, we were trying to like have a good time and stuff. Like we got there like early before they even brought the food out, so we didn't know what they were gonna do. Like we didn't know they was gonna have stuff already catered or we were gonna be able to like order off the menu. We were just sitting there. They had like some drinks out, but I didn't like get a drink. I just like drank water because I just needed water in my system. And but like that restaurant was like really cool because they had like a little upstairs balcony part, and that's where we were. And then like I wish I would have taken a picture of the freaking restaurants because they were so freaking cool. Like, you know how like in the movies, like when they would have like when you walk into the bathroom and like the stall doors would like just be covered in pictures of like different celebrities and stuff. That's how the stalls in that restaurant looked like, and I thought that was like super cool. And then like also in the older movies there would be like a person in the bathroom waiting there to like, and they like have like perfume and stuff like that. They had a little old lady up in there doing that, and that was just like so cool and so cute to me. And so like after that I went back to my table. I talked to some other people. I talked to some more industry people, yada yada. This older lady and her husband, they sit down at our table. We start talking to do whatever, and then they start bringing the food out. And I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at one of the things, and I'm just like, oh my god, that's clams. And then my roommate, she just listened to me, and then she was just like, oh no. And so that was a whole ordeal, and like I could tell that she was starting to feel like or whatever, and I was just like, okay, this is not good, we need to get out. I'm not gonna touch her because I touched the food and it had like clams and it had like all this other stuff up in it. I really forgot what was in it. It was good though, but I remember not really liking it that much, so I only had like one serving of it. But I'm not complaining, they fed us and we didn't have to pay for it, so yeah. And yeah, after that she was just like, you know, just let me know when you're ready to go. And then she was just like, all right, let us talk a little bit more and then we can just like head back to the hotel or whatever. And so we saved for a few minutes, and then she was just like, okay, I'm ready to go. And I was just like, okay, let me go and wash my hands. And then we walked back to our hotel. And then like I realized, I was just like, wait, you haven't really just like eaten anything like this whole time. But she had like dietary restrictions and like allergies, and a lot of the stuff that we were eating she cannot eat. And I was just like, okay, you need to like eat something or whatever. And then that was when we realized that this place was right across the street from our hotel, and it was none other than freaking Cheesecake Factory. So and we're just like, okay, let's just order our stuff on the website beforehand, and then we can just go and pick it up since it's just across the street and it's not that long of a walk. So we went and we got our stuff. She got her food and she ate. I had got me like a little bit of something because like I said, I only ate one plate at the restaurant. So I had got me like these loaded, what was It was like loaded mashed potato bites, and then I got like this chocolate Godiva cheesecake. And nobody doesn't bring a Cheesecake Factory to my hometown, I will, because it is an abomination that we don't have a Cheesecake Factory. And yeah, that was Sunday night. And then we ended up going to bed or whatever. And then the next morning, October 24th, we were packing up and getting ready to leave. And let me tell y'all, the view for each day of the hotel was like so nice. And the hotel that we stayed at was the Manchester Grand Hyatt in San Diego, and the view was stunning. Like when we checked in, we got upgraded, and then she was just, and the woman at the desk, she was just like, "Oh, we got a room for y'all, and it's up on like the," what'd she say? It was the penthouse suite. And we were just like, was that our original room? And it's just like, no, but I'm giving y'all upgraded. And we were just like, we'll take it. And that view was absolutely amazing. Like, I was literally sad because I was just like, I know I'm not gonna have this view once I get back. Like, the dynamic change in the view that I had then versus what I have now is like super sad. And oh, I never explained like the flight situation. So the day that we had flew from Birmingham to Atlanta, and then Atlanta straight to San Diego. And then this is Monday the 24th, we're leaving. It is basically like the last day of the program anyway. So we flew from San Diego to Houston, and then Houston to Birmingham, and then we drove from Birmingham back to campus. So that was basically it or whatever. I really just need to talk about this conference. So I guess I'll go ahead and answer these questions that I thought of off the top of my head, and then some questions that people already had. And the number one question that I got was, are you going there to get your CDL? The real question is, why would I go all the way to San Diego to get my CDL when I could just get it in state? So no, I did not go to get my CDL. That kind of sounds like me being a smart aleck. Like, I'm really not, but like that really wouldn't make any sense to me. So I did not get my CDL. I was just learning about the trucking industry, and I was really just learning about the trucking industry overall. So no, I did not get my CDL. What sort of stuff did I get to do? I got to talk to industry professionals about, like, you know, what's going on, and I got to network with them, and I got to and I basically had like interviews with a few of them so far. I've really only had like an interview, but it wasn't like an interview. It was just basically like seeing what I will be really into, and that was with TCW. Basically all I did was just like network and talk to people the whole entire time. I didn't really get to have any free time to do anything. I guess that could also go hand in hand with what did I do in San Diego was really just go to that conference, and I didn't really do anything else. I did all of my comfort stuff and all the little side stuff that Dr. Boone had already set aside for us to do, and went to Cheesecake. Nobody didn't really answer this question, but like I said, I also thought of questions that some people might have, and I was like, what opportunities did you get out of this? Like I said, I had my little interview, get to know me with TCW, and then also just recently, literally just recently, I was a part of a panel for Dr. Boone for not me blanking out again. Y'all can y'all tell that I'm exhausted? Can y'all see in my eye bags that I'm tired? I've done like so much in like a short amount of time, and I don't know how to feel about it. Okay, so the panel that we did was for TMSA, which is the Transportation Marketing and Sales Association, and Dr. Boone was actually leading the panel, and he talked about hold on, let me find it. It was like a webinar panel, and it was called Bridging the Gap: How to Attract New Supply Chain Talent. So basically we were just talking about, it was basically just us, the panel members, just talking about like, you know, what are we looking for in a job when we like job hunt, and how to attract basically our generation into like these organizations and to just this industry in general. And Dr. Boone shared like his research about like, you know, about like the talent in this industry and like the industry's perceptions and stuff like that. It was really like informative, and it was a really good webinar, and I got to participate in that with the 4 other people. I'm pretty sure it was like 3 other people though. And yeah, we were a part of that webinar, and that was really fun. Yeah, it was 3 other people, and it was a really fun webinar. It was really informative, and Dr. Boone made it like very interactive, and he even like called me out a few times in the webinar, which I was not expecting him to do, but also at the same time, this is Dr. Boone, you never know what he's gonna do. Yeah, that was like one really fun opportunity that I got out of it, besides my that I got out of ATA, besides doing the thing with the president of TCW, who is Ben Banks, by the way. He's super cool. I love Ben. Okay, so other people, so I explained what I did during the program. We just basically talked about like, we did like basic rundowns of like what the trucking industry is, like an info session, and we got to sit in on like these little meetings and stuff that the business professionals got to do. We got to walk the exhibition hall with our lead ATA people. Basically lead ATA are like the people who are like the next leaders in like the trucking industry and things like that. How did I apply? I applied on the Trucking You website. I honestly found out about this through, I applied to this on the Trucking You website. I found out about it through Dr. Chris Boone here at Mississippi State University. He was just like, oh, you know, you should apply for it. There's no harm in like going for it. And I was just like, yeah, you're right. And then I found out that I got in about like August, September, and then like October was the month of it. So all you have to do is just like put in your school info, your GPA, and then I had answered like an essay question. I forgot what the question was though, but that's all I did. And then like I said, you find out if you make it like August, September. And is this the field that I'm going into? I do not know for sure if this is the field that I would like jump into head forward, but it isn't. But it is an industry that I would like to be a part of at some point in time, because like I can tell that like in this industry, people make an impact every day, and that's something that's like really big to me. Like I want to be able to make a difference somewhere. Like if I haven't done it like at all, I wanted to at least do it at least one time. And I feel like in this industry, I will be able to make a difference in some type of way. And I guess I asked this question for myself. If I had the chance to do this all over again, would I? And the answer is absolutely. Absolutely. It was so much fun. The only thing that was like super crazy was the travel. So I think that would be the only thing that I would not want to go through again. I would like to make the travel much more convenient and like smoother and not as hectic. But other than that, I would totally do this all over again. It was so much fun. And yeah, that's all for this San Diego ATA Trucking You blog. If you like this, please give a thumbs up, and you can leave any other questions or any questions that you might have in the comments. Subscribe if you want to. We're gonna get back on track with my quote-unquote normal stuff pretty soon. I have a few things arriving, and then I gotta do the graduation vlog as well. So I will see y'all on the flip side. Bye.